Hi, I'm Song Rae.
I'm something else.
Here at Black Girl Soul, a podcast where we discuss the Asian dramas we love from a Black female perspective. We are looking to be entertained, to learn about other cultures, and share our passion for these shows. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. This is Black Girl Soul. I am something else with
Song Rae.
And today we're talking about one of our favorite actors, Lee Jun Ho. Lee Jun Ho. Can I say it better? I like him, but Song Rae loves him. And so I'm going to turn it over to her, but start with a bunch of questions because she's a super fan. Some people say fan girl, fan guy, but I'm going to call her a super fan. You all may know him, have loved him for years, but we wanted to kind of do a profile of him similar to what we did with Udoan last year or the year before. I can't remember when. So Song Rae, just to start, what brought you to Lee Jun Ho? What show, what film first introduced him to you?
To be honest, the very first show that made me aware of who he was The Red Sleeve. And that was because I had people around me who kept on mentioning the drama, talking about why I should watch it, not just to me personally, but, you know, their incessant reminders were enough that made me go, maybe I should be watching this because I'm hearing about how great it is from all these other people. It was like episode 4 was maybe the episode where I started to watch the drama, but people kept going on. So I was like, fine, let me go in and see who this is. Because again, looking at the initial information that had been put out by the company, I think it was JTBC, I don't want to lie, but whoever it was, whatever Asian, South Korean television had been putting out, it was none of that was making me want to watch. Listening to people talk about it, none of that was making me want to watch. But this person just kept going in. So I was like, let me check it out. So when I went to go check it out, I fell in love. And I had my mom watching with me. And she too was like, oh, you know, when are we going to watch that drama again? When is the next episode? So, you know, that's like a marker for me when I can get my family to watch something. Oh, okay, great. We're doing good. So she was here visiting for a while. And yeah, she watched the entire drama with me, watched the award ceremony and all of that. But yeah, so I got in like that. And I was even able to bring you in because if you guys remember, we did an episode about The Red Sleeve where we talked about what drew us in. And it was a detailed and long episode. We really got into it. So yeah.
Yeah, it was because I don't even like historicals like that. But Song Rae kept on talking it up. And then I think I saw a clip somewhere and I was like, oh, okay, this seems a little bit different. And yes, when I did watch it, one of the highlights is that Lee Jun Ho is very attractive and he got swagger for years. So yeah, a show that I otherwise would not have watched, I ended up watching. So let me ask you this. Because I know that I just think he's attractive and he's a cool actor. You know, he does his job. But what made you go from just watching him in Red Sleeve to like checking out his other dramas and his films? What propelled you?
You said it all already.
Oh, wow. Really?
Like, yes, the fact that he's fine, like, damn. I'm fine. And yes, the fact that he had the swagger, I was like, how the fuck I missed this dude? What is he thinking? Let me go check this out. So yes, I started doing what I do. I started digging. And in my digging, I realized I'd already watched one of his dramas. And I'm like, how did I miss him? Well, it was because that drama was such a heart-wrenching, sad drama for me that I kind of like saw it. Glad they got to where they got to, but not watching that again. Don't want to revisit this again because that drama was so sad to me. So yes.
Wait. What drama was that?
Oh, so that drama is called Rain or Shine, or it is called Just Between Lovers. So you'll see either name, but it's on Netflix right now for anybody who might be interested.
So you're saying that it was a good but heart-wrenching drama?
Ma'am, yes.
What would you rate it as?
Because of the sadness, like for me, I can't give it like a high rating. So I might say that might be like a 6, 7, being nice on the 7. But yeah, it was sad. It was sad enough that I did not want to think on it again. And I went to rewatch parts of it just because I'm like, Vicky is showing me I've seen this, but I'm like, why don't I remember anything about this drama? So I start watching again. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I remember why I did not want to put this back in my head. It was sad.
Wow. So it was so traumatic for you that you like blocked it out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl. Okay. Well, some people like the sad and, traumatic drama. So that might be for them. And you get to see him go on.
No. You finish, because I was going to just add the other portion of why this is a cultural thing too, because it talks about a historical event that happened in South Korea that basically was used in terms of this is going to be a memorial to help people remember this event that happened. And so for others, it might have a different meaning and a different hold. But for me, it was just sad. And I just remember going, damn, this is, like they are struggling. Shit is not easy. They're dealing with this past. Like it was just a sad drama to me.
Would you say it's comparable to like if you saw people kind of have a romance around 9/11?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, just to give context for the people who are like us, who don't know, South Korean history, is like, maybe that's a like for like. So just maybe be prepared a little bit, trigger warning. Okay. For some people. So we kind of veered off into that drama, and we're going to talk about his other dramas. But can you start with a little bit of history about this guy? Like, where he come from? What he about? Like, who is he?
Well, so after having watched The Red Sleeve and just being fucking bowled over, like geeked, happy, grinning, smiling, want to see everything I could find. And so, yes, I'm going and I'm drama watching and movie watching. But I've also realized, I don't know how, but somewhere in the process of me doing my search for everything, I read some articles and I listen to some interviews, which lead me to find out that he is a member of 2PM. Now, mind you, he introduces himself in damn near everything as 2PM's Lee Jun Ho or 2PM's JunHo. So you know who he is, but like that didn't ring a bell for me or click. So, I had to go and keep looking at this information. Y'all, why I stumble upon that? Because when I tell you, there is so much 2PM content out there. Like, I didn't know who they were. And I don't know how I've walked around not knowing who these guys were. But ma'am, when I tell you I'm a member of Hottest, now I'm a member of Hottest. Hottest is their fan group. At any which way.
Ma'am, are you serious?
Oh, dead ass.
See, here's the thing. We have historically not been into K-pop. We came to K-pop, however we have, or because we're at different levels. Like now she is firmly into K-pop, or she is on the road to K-pop. I'm still kind of on the side of the road, like, I'm not sure. But we came to it through K-dramas. We ride and die for K-dramas, right? And so I'm not surprised I didn't know about 2PM. How long has he been in 2PM? Like, his career started with it, right? Okay.
I would like to say, I think right now it's almost, hold on, I don't want to tell a lie while I'm over here talking about what I know and don't know. From what I'm looking at, though, it says that their first music appearance was in 1986, Music Station.
Wait, what?
That can't be right. No. Hold on. But no, it does say 1986 Music Station for him. So there's something he must have been on. But Infinite Challenge, 2005.
Well, they talk about how he won some kind of contest. Superstar Survival in 2006. And then they had one group that split into 2AM and 2PM.
Yeah. How many years is that? I can't find a calculator. I'm having.
Listen, okay, like I'm not that smart. Come on, people. I mean, I would say that's easily 14, 16.
I was thinking 17 years is where my mind went.
Right. Like, who has a calculator and like
I'm there. It's 16.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
so about, let's go 16, 17 years. Because like I said,
damn.
I'm seeing here that he has a guest performer spot on Music Station, and this is according to my drama list, in 1986. I don't know if that's that. I'm just what that says. Then the next
no, it can't be.
Why?
Not year 1986, or like,
look at my drama list. I
am, but he was born in 1990.
Oh well, there you go. I guess that can't be right, but it has it on there. Do you not see that?
Wait, where? Let me see.
All the way at the bottom.
Okay, let me go all the way through. you see how funny we got? Okay, they a lie.
Right, I'm telling you, it's. I didn't put that there.
They a lie. Unless he was like a baby No, he wasn't even a baby. He was a fetus, right. Girl. He was a fetus. He was a fetus doing that. Okay, he been in the game for a long time. That's just wrong. They just wrong. They showed that he was born in 1990.
I see.
And he's 32.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It's just funny.
Don't worry, because over on Google, now I know Koreans use Naver. We use Google. Girl, over on Google, they say his mama is somebody who's an actress, and that's not true. I was like, oh, really? Okay. So yeah,
So for those who are new fans of Lee Jun Ho, beware of what you see on the internet about him. And for older fans, please forgive us for our ignorance, because as you can see, we are exposed to a lot of misinformation.
Hey, you got to take it as it comes and try and decipher for self.
But yeah, even when he started in 2006, or maybe he was doing something right before that, it's like he had to do something to then end up on the show, right? But that meant he started when he was like 15, something like that. If it's like 16 years or something, he started like as a teenager. He was on that hustle early in the game.
Definitely. So one of the things that I learned from the shows, like, because as I went digging into the content and became a fan of 2PM, I got to see all kinds of stuff. You again see from where they very first began. So like there's this one called Hot Blood. Hot Blood was one where you got to see the two groups together and how they began to like kind of sift off, and you see 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. become who they are. You saw Idol Army, where you get to see, them as a group and how it's working. But one of the things for him, for JunHo, is that he was like a popular member back then. He was almost cut from the group. Yeah.
Wow. Do you know why?
Well, basically, he's an introvert. He's quiet, and he wasn't getting the likes, I guess, that were supposed to be happening at the time. And so they were going to cut him. His interviews were usually cut. His comments were cut out when he's performing on stage. Sometimes you see where they, like, for other artists, when they're singing and it's their time to sing, the camera gives a pan to their face. When it's his time, the camera pans to the whole group. You're like, damn, really? Sometimes he would be performing and it's like he's off over in the dark and they're in the light part. And I'm going, damn, y'all gonna do him like that? Yes.
Wow. So it was a struggle up for him. It wasn't the Justin Timberlake of the group where he stood out and jumped out first. So what else do you know about just his history and his time from 2 p.m. on now? Like, how did he jump from doing 2 p.m. to acting?
So from interviews that I've watched, he has always been interested in dramas and acting in that area, I guess. And so his first drama, from what I remember, was the movie Cold Eyes. So that, I'm not sure what that is, because it says Music Fever host. I don't think that was an official movie per se. I didn't see that, so I don't know. But usually when you're listening to the interviews, because once you get in YouTube land, stuff repeats itself. So what I've noted and what everybody is usually saying and what he's usually saying when he talks is that Cold Eyes was his first event, his first like real production. And that was a movie that I can't remember who the director is, but whoever the director is saw him doing something or saw him in something and asked him, and that's how he got in.
And you know what? I saw Cold Eyes. Like when I just pulled it up.
Okay.
I saw Cold Eyes and it was good.
It was. I enjoyed that movie.
Right. So, like, let's give him his props. But here's so I'm going to say something, and don't y'all hate me. Don't y'all hate me now. But he was in it, and I remember him being in it, but he wasn't like, until like the kind of end, he wasn't like a standout for me.
Even at the end, he died. He died in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to say it. But until the end, he wasn't like super. He was like, he was a solid sidekick. Okay. He did his job. So
he was a supporting role.
Right. But it's like you had too many heavy hitters, because you had, I'm going to butcher the names. Y'all forgive me. I'm going to take a class on this eventually. Jung Woo Sung, and of course, Han Hao Ju. And she's well known, right? And he's well known. And so those were the focuses. And then, of course, they're not showing him right here, right away. Why is he not at the top? But the older actor in this is well known too. It was a good film for him to start with, frankly. I would give it a 9 out of 10, because something did happen to him at the end. So, but anyway, back to what you were saying. So he claims Cold Eyes, which is a good one to claim, because he could have claimed something like real ratchet, like serial killer, B movie number 3. He could have been in something real bad. So, you know what I'm saying? He could have been one of those slasher films that you want to forget.
Or like Udawan, who's first. If Lord. It was that doggone porn movie, yeah.
Right, exactly. He could have been doing like light porn initially to get into the game. So I applaud him for being forward thinking. You can see maybe in the beginning of his career, he used that 2 p.m. to not just jump into anything. He was strategic. So let's move into his dramas then. I mean, let's start with talking about your favorite dramas and how you'd rate them. What's your favorite drama from him?
To be
other than Red Sleeve. Yeah, other than Red
Sleeve. If I had to pick outside of Red Sleeve right now, so here's another faux pas in the land of Google and people who control stuff that you can't control. Confession. I have not seen yet, and I keep hearing about how good Confession is, but the reason I haven't seen Confession is because when you type that name in, right? So here in my drama list, it takes you to the actual page of the drama, but it doesn't tell you where you can watch it. So I went over and I just typed it into the Google search, and it takes me to Vicky. And Vicky leads me to a movie called Confession that I watched, and he wasn't in it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why y'all tell me he was in this movie and I don't see his face not once? Come to find out, there is a movie called Confession, but he ain't in it. He's in a drama called Confession, and I don't know how to watch it. So that's something I'll be digging and looking for because I want to see it, and I heard it was good. Aside from that...
Wait. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? So the actor I was looking for who was in Cold Eyes that I couldn't find, he's in Confession.
Yoo Jae-myung?
Yes. Because they don't have him listed in Cold Eyes, but he was definitely in Cold Eyes. You can see him on the poster. Hello. Mm-hmm. So that means they did 2 movies together. I wonder if they're friends.
They did a drama and a movie. But go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder if, maybe that's his hung in this situation. Like that guy, maybe I'm making this up, you guys.
Totally.
So maybe they were in the film together. And then he was like, hey, you the Will Smith of the situation. I can see you coming up one day. And young Lee Jun Ho is like, sir, would you be my mentor in the game? And he was like, let me put you in this drama so you can get used to doing dramas and not just films. And he's like, thank you so much, sir. I'm just making that up. I don't know. But go on. Maybe I'll cut that out. So after Cold Eyes and Confession that you haven't been able to find, maybe that's like your goal for 2022.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna find it and watch it. Don't worry. It happens.
Right.
Because he's lead too? The hell? Yeah, I'm gonna find that.
Right. If you find that, you definitely have to do a blog post, or we could talk about it. We could come back around or something like that, because that looks interesting. Yeah. A case involving the hidden truth behind the law prohibiting double jeopardy.
And honestly, I just wanted to see him in a different type of role anyway. So Red Sleeve we saw was a romance, Walk of Love, romance. He's a chef.
Right.
Just Between Lovers, he is a guy who is just, working hard, trying to get out of a slump from a situation his family was in. Mm-hmm. The Good Manager, he plays a kind of slightly dirty prosecutor / financial person for a company. Uncontrollably Fine, he is only in 1 episode and he plays himself. I'm gonna talk about that too. In Memory, though, he's a supporting character, but I was trying to remember what Memory is about because I did watch it.
I'll read the synopsis and then you'll know right away. Park Tae-suk is a lawyer who finds out that he has Alzheimer's and puts his life on the line to fight one last case. The drama depicts his vigorous efforts trying to protect the precious value of life and family love while his memory starts fading away. Mm-mm. Remember him?
Mm-mm. No,
He's
I
a
don't.
well-known actor too.
No, yeah, I see his face. I finally
Right.
got it. Maybe I didn't see Memory.
Girl, when you don't remember that you saw Memory.
I know, right? But again, my memory been off lately, so yeah, I had to laugh. I told somebody this is so side note. I told somebody I was going to call them yesterday, like, give me 15 minutes. I'm about to go do da 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 da. Girl, I completely forgot. And they called and was like, were you waiting on me to call you? I'm like, no, I forgot.
Well, you always had a little bit of memory loss, ADHD. You always had like a smidge, no disrespect. But chick, are you pregnant?
You know what? Okay. No. The answer to that is no.
So, but no, people forget stuff all the time.
I'm going to say, obviously, I couldn't have watched this because it would have been recent.
So you need to add that to your list too. We're going to have to do a part 2 where you come back after you've watched these and talk about those. Because I don't expect that you would have watched all of these. Sometimes there are films, and we were just talking about this, there are films and TV shows that are just out of our reach. Unless we want to go to drama school and accept viruses in our lives. What?
That's why. Okay. So I was like, okay, I got to pull my life. What happened? It says it's on Viki. It's not on Viki. That's why I didn't watch.
Right.
So if I couldn't find it on like a live, real site, no, I didn't watch it.
Right. Like there is a limitation to what we can reach. And sometimes it is truly like in January or February, you can't see it. And then come April or May, suddenly it has appeared. So that's why we love having stuff like My Drama List, because it reminds you and you go back. We're not being sponsored by them at all. It's just like I happen to like the app and the website. But that's how it kind of goes. You just go back and you find it again, and then you can keep on adding to your, your fandom. You find another reason why you like Lee Jun Ho in this case. So what other films and TV shows? What are your top ones?
So I loved Home Fatale. That is on Viki, and I watched that. That's a movie. He is the son of a courtesan. There we go. And he becomes a male courtesan.
Wait a minute. So he did have his Udawan moment.
What? It was not that bad because there's no, aside from chest, there's no skin showing like that. So no.
He loved to show some chest. Good for him. He always works that chest.
Yes, he does.
He does. Now, sometimes I wish the South Koreans were more like the Japanese, because you see how the Japanese do.
That doggone fishbowl wives, but we'll talk about that another time.
Oh my goodness. I was like, did you see all the episodes? But you saw enough to see that they know how to show. Yes. Anyway, one day, hopefully not on a downturn, Lee Jun Ho may need to do an Udawan type situation, but look at you, look at me wishing for.
Well,
Anyway, what other dramas and films?
He's done like I told you, Walk of Love, which is he's a chef in that one. Good Manager, where he works with Nam Min-goon, and they get an award for that one. 2017 KBS Drama Award. They got Best Couple because there's no real romance in that one. Memories of the Sword was good too. I enjoyed that. 20 he's with Kim Woo-bin and Kang Kanu, and they are going through their 20s. That one was funny. That was a funny movie. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I note that in Uncontrollably Fond, because that's Kim Woo-bin as well. He's in that. So I was like, oh, okay. I wonder if they're closer than I realized.
Right. Because when we were watching Our Beloved Summer, the lead in that has a friendship with...
He's part of Wooga Squad. He's not a group, no, but like they're just a group of friends who are always together. So V from BTS, him, Park Seo-joon, the guy who was in Happiness. I don't know if you watch Happiness. That was the zombie drama at the apartments. Okay. All of them are friends.
Right. I mean, I would like to hope, and maybe that's the same is true for Lee Jun Ho. Like they kind of form these quote unquote entertainment families or groups or cliques or whatever. I mean, they have that in America too. Like you'll have actors who are very close friends, and then if you see them over and over together, you're like, okay, this is why. So, but please go on. I interrupted.
You're fine. But just those were the dramas that are on Viki that I was able to fully see. And then as far as Netflix, I don't think I even looked on Netflix, to be honest, because although Netflix is showing their muscle and they are doing a lot nowadays, there's still a lot of stuff they still don't have, or it comes after the fact. So like after the Red Sleeve blew up, then Rain or Shine showed up on Netflix, but it had been on Viki for years. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as his dramas, I think that's about like, you know, the dramas. So now if you keep going down and you see where it says TV show, he's been in a gang of TV shows and a lot of them are 2PM related. And that's how I got to know the other members of 2PM and really became like a 2PM fan, not just a JunHo fan. So yes, he's my bias, but
okay,
I love all of them.
So yeah, we're going to talk more about 2PM because I need to learn, but do you have least favorite dramas from him?
Least?
Or all of them are like, okay.
Well, like I shared with you, Rain or Shine, Just Between Lovers. I'm not going to say least, but it was sad enough that I'm not trying to ever go back and rewatch that. Like, I'm good.
Wow.
Cold Eyes. That one was good. It had its moments, but that's not something that, you know, I'm like, yes, got to see Lee Jun Ho in that again. So, you know. He did okay. He played his role and it was like a breakout role. So great. But I think, you know, the majority of what I saw, like he's an actor that I consider a good actor. Being able to see him in these variety of roles, how he behaved, because there's a difference. Because then I think you and I talked about this personally, but since we're here recording, between seeing an idol turned actor and that's kind of like, okay, as opposed to an idol that can act and do a good job at doing it. You get me?
Right. I haven't really watched Snowdrop like all of that other than what you showed me. But this push for idols to move to, you know, to expand their entertainment options, if you will, is not new. They do it all over the world. They do it in America, but not all of them are good. And not all of them have that kind of range. And you see with Snowdrop, they like hype. So it is interesting to see that he actually has the chops. He actually can do it. It's not like Beyonce where they're like, we're going to give you these opportunities and you really can't act. Or like, you know, debatably, hey, I'm keeping it real. You in the Bayhive, get over it because y'all know it's true too.
The Beehive.
But, or like, yeah, Beehive, Bayhive, whatever. And it's also true about like Madonna. Like she got plenty of opportunities. And I think she only once did well in a film. Because I was going to ask you, like, what do you think makes him outstanding as an actor and entertainer? Clearly, it's that he is capable and he's talented. Is there anything that you see? Because you watch his lives. Do you see anything about his personality or what you've read that like has made him progress? Because he could have gotten those opportunities and then it just fell to nothing. So what makes him special as far as you're concerned?
I think it is the range, the ability to show various sides. Like one of the things, this has just been within me recently, I had seen her in a bunch of different dramas, but never paid attention to it until this last one. But Song Rae, I think she does the deadpan face. Like when people talk about every time you see her, she just got that same face and it's because of plastic surgery. It's this, that, and the third. Like, I don't know why, but she does the deadpan thing where I'm going, damn, how did I not pay attention to that before? Because I've been liking her since Dots. I saw that when it came out live, but I don't know why I never paid attention before. Like, yeah, she smiles. Yeah, she conveys something, but it's interesting. There are actors that exist like this where you see them in a drama and you're just like, every time I see you, you got the same face. Are you doing the same thing? Like, no, he's expressive. He gets into the role, whether the role is modern, past, because like historicals, I'm going to say I've seen 3 from the Red Sleeve, Home Fatale, and Memories of the Sword. Yeah, like he does a good job. And I'm going to say when you look at his personal side or his, because there's 2 sides of Lee Jun Ho. You're looking at him as an actor and him as an idol. The idol side of him is a whole lot different from the actor side of him. So stage,
so break it down.
Stage performances and stuff like that. Oh, that's a different person.
So what different person? Is he just sexier?
Yes.
Is he more emotive? So maybe he learned as time went on to be more like outwardly, because I saw part of a live. Please go into his lives as a super fan, the world of lives, because I don't know enough about it. I saw a little bit and he seemed okay, but you were pointing out that he's like really flirtatious and really engaged with fans. So maybe that's another outstanding thing about him. But please speak to what you know about him and his lives.
So what I was telling her is that they, and I'm going to say them totally, 2 p.m., they do a great job of fan service, like making you feel special, making you feel like you are important. Like they always thank their fans, talk about how without their fans, they wouldn't be where they are. And so like that graciousness that exists in them is not, I'm going to be 110% honest, is not something I've seen as an American fan of various groups. So like,
that's true.
They, yes, but you could get all kind of wild comments back to you, or people who, kind of are standoffish. They don't want you too close, things like that. So like for them, that I don't see. So when you're seeing them on TV, when you're seeing them in the interviews, when you're watching their lives, they are always extremely gracious to fans. Now they'll say some stuff. They'll tell you, like, when people say crazy things, they might respond back with something crazy, or they might just dismiss it, ignore it. But for the most part, they are very kind and gracious to their fans and give you the, oh, this is why I love you and this is why I keep coming back. So like, even if I don't understand Korean, I can come and watch a whole live for an hour and be just as content, because eventually somewhere in there they're going to speak English for you. Or if you're Japanese, because they have a huge Japanese fandom, where for like big chunk of their career, they perform more in Japan than they did in Korea. They filmed over there.
Okay.
Some of their songs are totally in Japanese, and then they'll have a Korean version because, it became popular over in Korea as well. But like JYP set up some kind of film industry, or not film industry, a corp company or something over there. Like he did a deal with Sony, something like that. Like I don't want to get all deep into that because I don't know all the details, but whatever he did something over there in Japan, and it helped to boost their careers that much further. So they kept a huge fan base. They all speak Japanese enough to be able to talk to fans on stage. So like if you watch some of their stage performances, the whole stage performance is in Japanese, and you're just, kind of like, oh, okay, because I might thought I understood a little Korean. Yeah, I don't understand none of this, so I'm just gonna watch and smile. Because what else can you do? And I mean, they're gonna perform and sing a song, so it works.
I'm surprised that he hasn't done like Japanese films.
Oh, he has.
Oh, okay. Which ones are those?
So the film, I think that film, The White, The Melody of the Curse. No, that's not it. There's a film that I watched. Oh, Rose and Tulip. That was Japanese.
Ah, okay. And he was a main character in that one.
Because he fluent Japanese. Yeah.
Girl, I'm going to have to go check this out. Let me read the synopsis to you guys. This film centers around Nero, a famous modern artist, and Daewon, a Korean student studying in Japan. The two look exactly alike. While Nero is in Japan for his exhibition, he visits a Japanese inn. While there, he meets Daewon and asks him to switch places with him. Oh, okay, it's a typical switch. Well, that's cool. After switching places, Nero develops a relationship with the inn owner's daughter, which makes him reflect on his past, while Daewon thinks about what his future might hold, all the while enjoying the perks that come with being a celebrity. So that was a good one, to be able to like have him play dual roles. And then he gets to do the whole Korean, Japanese. So that was a good one. That's interesting. I might watch that one. I'm changing that to plan to watch. And yet again, I'm planning to watch it, but I don't know where I can watch it because it doesn't say anything. So
I watched that. It might have been YouTube.
Okay. YouTube is saving lives too.
Ma'am, when I tell you YouTube and me became friends after I found him, I done been in YouTube so heavily and so deep. I laugh because I use 2 different profiles, my personal one and then the one for Black girls. So, I get all kind of recommendations. And when I log on, the first thing I see is his face. I always laugh because I'm like, yeah, YouTube. Yes. I've gone over the edge. over
Listen,
the edge.
Big Brother knows, YouTube knows. They're like, you've been watching a whole bunch of these. Let me show you some more. They are like drug dealers, okay? Like they be straight feeding it to you and then we'll come back for some more. So, okay. But let me see. Now that we've talked about his live events, let me ask you a question because it cracks me up to no end that you've been watching like a full hour of live and they're not speaking English. You just looking at the screen like, he fine, they fine. Ooh, they're funny. You don't even know the joke, girl, because it's in other languages. Oh my God. See, that's how you know she's a super fan. A whole hour. There's just no way. I mean, I'm a fan of K-dramas where maybe I'll watch part of a drama that doesn't have subtitles, but ma'am, you watching whole lives?
Yeah. And I mean, like, again, they're not going to leave you completely hanging because they are aware that they have fans all around the world. So somewhere in there, they may, speak some English, talk to you. They're usually doing things like some of them, they're just sitting there, but most of the time they are doing other things. So like, you're either watching them cook or you're watching them dance or you're watching them, whatever. There's stuff happening. And that would be me getting ready to speak to you about the fan meet. So sometimes the lives and the things have subtitles. So without me knowing, because I could not figure it out just by what I was reading on the fan meet, I did his fan meet, which was, I think, in January the 22nd and the 23rd, something like that. It was right before his birthday. His birthday is the 25th. But anyway, it was right before his birthday. And so I saw it and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to a fan meet. Why not? It's going to be online. I could do this. So I go dig the information. I'm like, oh, shit, you got to pay for this. But I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do this.
Super
so
fan.
Again, I'm doing this going, I don't know if they're going to have English subtitles and I might not understand shit. But going in. So I did. I went on, I paid for it. And when it came on, subtitles were there, live subtitles. So as it's happening live, I guess someone was already subbing. Any which way, that one was a really good experience. Like I would do it again for him or for Udawan. That's it. I couldn't see me doing that for much anybody else. But for Lee Jun Ho, Udawan, yes, I would do this.
Lord.
So he sang, he played games, he answered questions. I'm saying he answered questions.
You might as well say you were part of it. He was talking to you. Come on now. Oh my goodness. I love it.
Because the fans couldn't look, you're a mess. Because the fans couldn't talk because of COVID and COVID regulations. They had these clappers. So like, it's like the, plastic balloon things, and they're able to use the clappers to clap and make noise. Mm-hmm. And he sang his own birthday song and, people were just clapping while he was singing, but they had like signs and stuff and surprised him with that. There was a cake that came out. On one of them, this one wasn't the one that was online, but he had someone who came and visited. It was Song Joong-ki. He is a good friend of his, so he came and visited him during that live. He talked about how, he doesn't like doing cute stuff, but because he's growing older, he doesn't really mind doing it for us, so he'll do the cute stuff for us.
Like you love it, don't you?
One of those,
super fan.
I was about to say I felt special. And that I'm giving him praise again because they do a good job of letting their fans know how important they are to them, and that he really loves Hottest for being who they are. I also found out in my becoming a Hottest, I'm 8th generation.
Wait, what?
So they have generations of this thing. So the group has been around, I guess,
forever.
8-9 years. Yeah, right. So in which case there's generations in the group, been longer than that, but they have generations of the membership.
Oh, like classes. Like you got in onto this class. Oh, wow, chick. So okay, so this first generation gets something that 8th generation doesn't sometimes? Like, are there perks?
Say yes.
Ooh, for reals?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it because they were just the first and like they've been ride or die, and so they're like, we're gonna give you something?
Yeah.
So can you build up? Can you buy into the next generation above you?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do that much digging. I don't know.
Ooh, girl, that's a trip. I mean,
I'd have to ask somebody else who's like deeper in.
Yeah, no, that's something to, if whomever's listening, if you all know about how this works, because they can't be the only like fan club to do it this way. And that makes sense, but that speaks to like the psychology of fan clubs, because I don't really know that world, but that's interesting that they do delineations and they kind of break them up within that club so that they can maybe track. Man, okay. Well, someone speak to it. Tell us about it. Maybe we'll ask the question on Twitter, because it is for real. So speaking of how you're a super fan, do you have paraphernalia for Lee Jun Ho? I don't know if you have it for Udawan either. I'm assuming you do, but I know you have it for Lee Min Ho. So you got pillows and everything. So I'm telling all her business, y'all. So do you have that for Lee Jun Ho so far?
No. And here's the problem as an American, because we don't function in fandoms the way they do in Southeast Asia, because this occurs like, the Philippines have theirs and Japanese groups Japanese have theirs. Like, so there's other cultures aside from South Korea that have these and do this, where they are able to provide their members opportunities to get things, buy into things. So like, prime example, Udawan is on the cover of GQ, I think, and Vogue, but Vogue is the one that just recently came out, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember that picture.
Right. In which case, they got together to buy copies to be able to give to the people who are fans of the group. There's no American group though. So yeah, I have to go and then assign myself to other groups. So like, I joined the Mexican group because that's the closest one to me. I joined the Mexican group and I'm like, okay, what y'all doing? I want to participate in this. I want to do this. I'm going to be a part of this. And that's how I'm able to get to stuff, because otherwise I don't have an opportunity or a way to get it. And so that would also apply with paraphernalia. I went in because I see these cards. He's doing an ad for this group called, it looks like Xerxes, but I think it's Sexy. So I don't know what the hell it is. It's a cosmetic company. I'm not going to try to pronounce it and have it all the way jacked up and wrong. But any which way, this cosmetic company that he's doing ads for, he's one of their brand ambassadors. They had some playing cards. I got some Lee Min Ho playing cards. So yeah, I'm like, I want some Lee JunHo playing cards. And they were reflective. They were nice. Yeah, I couldn't get in. I could not get in to buy every time I kept. So like, I can translate the page over into English. Once I get it translated into English, I see what I need to fill out, get everything there. As soon as I click to buy, I keep getting this message that pops up in Korean. I cannot read it. I had somebody help me and it was telling me I'm supposed to go back in and do something. Every time I try to go back, I can never purchase the items. So I'm going, same apply when I try to do because somebody told me we should be able to get they have what's called season's greetings. So the one for Udawan, the one for JunHo, I went to go try to get that. I couldn't get that. So I'm like, oh, y'all gonna make me have to work on my own stuff, I see. So that's where we are. Right. I went in and I started creating my own cards. I started creating my own calendars. I was like, I'm not gonna be bothered with you telling me I can't have something. I'm gonna have what I want. Right. So
No, I mean,
that is where I am.
Right.
Sorry.
I mean, we're not going to completely talk about it yet, but we're trying to work on some stuff that we can at least give away or share among ourselves or something like that, because there is a drought. There is a drought going on. It's not just cultural. I think that only now are they kind of delving into the American audience, and it's happening in both directions, right? We're seeing Apple TV and we're seeing Disney kind of forge into Asian markets more with this type of entertainment. And it's happening the other way. So, I mean, just to put it out there, Song Rae, you might have to be the person who starts the American fan club for Lee JunHo.
Man, I don't think I have the energy for that. I can fangirl real hard for myself, but I don't know if I got the energy to get other folks together.
Right.
Like, I laugh because over on Facebook, I'm in a group and the lady says, so what do we call ourselves? And so somebody was like, oh, well, because if you're just a JunHo, fan bias, that's your person. what do we call ourselves? And so somebody said, oh, well, the South Koreans call themselves, and she put a name I cannot pronounce. She put that there. And she was like, yeah, but are we going by that, or are we somebody else? So she was like, because you see in this group, there's thousands of us, and this is for the US. So I was like, well, I don't know. I guess we could figure out something, but I'm laughing because I'm over here talking like, really? Should I be participating in this? I should probably just watch and be quiet.
You may have to lead it, chick.
No, ma'am. No.
I mean, I'm trying to even think about a name. The hoes, the
girl,
the JunHos.
No. No. So she said the empresses because his character is King Pen, which is a penguin.
Okay.
So he's the emperor. We would be the empresses. Okay, moving on. That was her suggestion. Is that official? No.
Okay. No. So I was like, I mean, because how about the male fans? Like I'm going for the JunHos. The JunHos. I mean, you can spell Ho Haux. It doesn't have to be spelled HOE.
You are hilarious.
So wrong. Yes, I'm not even really being that hilarious. I think I'm just being ratchet and wrong. So let's move on, okay? But I think it's a good name. So you've talked about 2 p.m. and it's a large part of his career. We've talked about his dramas and his films. Is there anything else about him that we should mention or let the listeners know about regarding Lee Jun Ho, other than he's a great flirt?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I would suggest more than anything, if you're interested, if you're a new fan, if you are wanting to just, know more about him, cart yourself over to YouTube, type in his name, type in 2 p.m. with it, and you'll find all kind of great stuff. Some of the shows that I enjoyed the most, like I said, would be Wild Bunny, 2 p.m. show, The Real 2 p.m., Wild Six, Idol Army, Hot Blood, and Wild Beat. All of those had all kinds of more than one episode, and they were really good because it, kind of helps you to see their growth from when they first started all the way to where they are now, because they just had their comeback, their 5-year comeback last year in, I want to say March, but don't want to lie, might be later than that. Could have been June, but last year sometime. So we're looking to hear from them to talk about another album coming soon, hopefully.
Okay. And what is their style, if you will, style of music?
They've grown. So back then it would have been more kind of hip hop-ish, R&B-ish to and each one of them is different. So that's the other beauty. Yes, he's a member of 2 p.m., but he also has his own albums where he's done solo work. Again, I express he has a huge following in Japan. So a lot of his albums sold well over there. He's not the only one. There's 6 members of 2 p.m. So all of them have, everybody has a solo album. Everybody. They've done work. So of the members of 2 p.m., you've got Taekyeon, who is an actor, Chesung, who is an actor, and Nikun, who's an actor. So you got people who act as well. Minjun, he's done musical theater. He does musical theater as well, but he's an awesome singer, real nice. But I'm gonna say kind of R&B. There's a mix. They don't do one style. There's a mix. Because the R&B stuff is the stuff that I really, really kind of veer towards and where once I've listened to some other things, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of the general K-pop-ish sound or the kind of pop sound, but not really something I'm too much interested in. Sometimes you catch some rap. So it varies.
Because in my head, I keep on thinking about groups like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or something like that. So they really try to make sure that they put them out there, because it's interesting to me that each of them has a solo album of their own. And you do not see that a lot with these musical groups, especially the male musical groups. What happens is you have someone who kind of jumps out ahead, and then they put out an album and then they blow up, and the other ones kind of do some stuff, but not for real. So they really invested in 2 p.m. a lot. Do you know anything about 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. disbanded at one point, and then they got back together again, but they are more of your ballads and R&B style. They are the true just singers, nothing. They're not too into dancing that I've noted. They can, but they're not too into dancing that I've noted. And 2 p.m., like, they are performers. You get a full stage performance. So if you watch their on YouTube, again, YouTube, y'all need to give us some money. I'm just gonna put that out there any which way. At this point, because I'm like, I have become a YouTube. Y'all are getting a whole lot of watches from me. But anyway, if you watched any of their stage performances on YouTube, you're gonna see, you know, like, they do the wardrobe changes, set design changes. They are performing, they're dancing, they engage with the audience and talk. Like, they do a very good job of a performance. The same will go for BTS, because I fell over into BTS when they came to the US, and a lot of people were posting their stage performances. Man, the stage performances was nice. Like, I would definitely go to a concert if given the opportunity. I live on the southeast of the US, so that was over on the West Coast, not in my area, and I wasn't traveling for that. But under other circumstances, called not COVID, I would go.
Okay.
I'd pay and I'd go.
And that's why she's a super fan.
But so, yes, the stage performances matter.
Right. No.
So that's why.
No, and it's a thing, because you can tell the folks who, they're just singers, they stand in one spot, they have their mic, they may talk to the audience, you know, they do what they can, but they're not doing the full performance. And when you have, like, 2 p.m., I guess, was very lucky, or they just, you know, matched them very well to find some folks who are willing to be, you know, triple threats, if you will, you know, sing, dance, act, everything, maybe more than triple threats, right? So that's commendable, because even today, when we watch television, you got a lot of people who only do one thing. They're not giving you that full performance. They're not energetic on that level. You know, that's why Beyonce stands out. For a long time, it's not like she had this fabulous voice. I mean, her voice has gotten much better. Her choice in music has flourished. But, like, before, what made her was her stage performance. When you see some singers and they're like just average singers, and then they don't do anything else, you're like, you slipping. So I can see why you are a fan of 2 p.m. because they bring it, if you will. Mm-hmm. But is there anything at all else do you want to say about Lee JunHo, or how would you like to close up this kind of profile about him?
Just recently, one of them is getting married. All of them are single at this point, but one of them is let me bag that up. Everybody is not single, because Taecyeon has a girlfriend that he's been with for a while too. And I'm sure others do, but, like, that one is out there. And then for Chaesung, he is engaged and he has a child on the way. So, you know, overall, one of the things I was laughing is that, do you know who Rain is?
Yes, girl. Yes, I know who Rain is.
Oh, right. You see how you saying that and you got all excited with that? He's married. But at the end of the day, we joke and we laugh about how their wives have to realize that they're sharing them with the world, because, hell, we fell in love with them a long time ago and y'all got married during this process. So you just got to share and be okay with that. So I'm saying that to say the same for them. They are sharing. I have 6 boyfriends in my head. Yes, I know one is getting married, but I got 6 boyfriends in my head, and one is the main. So the rest aside, well, they're 2. Like, okay, so this concept of a bias wrecker, that was something I didn't understand for the longest.
Please explain that.
Here now.
Please explain.
Okay, so you have a bias. That's the person that you just love in the group. My bias is JunHo. But a bias wrecker is somebody who, like, kind of makes you second guess your bias, like, damn, he's doing it too. That would be Junsu for me, Kim and Jun. He is Jun K. That would be the name you'll see more prevalent. He would be my semi-bias wrecker, because, man, when I tell you, you thought JunHo has swag. Oh,
are you serious?
Swag, girl.
Why we throwing another name in his whole profile? Lord have mercy. He must be. Yeah, I'll have to look that up too. So what?
You will.
Okay. Let's not talk too much about him.
I'll send you some links.
Okay.
No. But my point would be, at the end of the day, me and my 6 boyfriends, yes, I am in love with 2 p.m. and I'm just waiting for when they return. I am grateful to have met them, and yeah, I'm a fangirl for life. They've caught one.
Oh my God. We should do a whole just separate episode on, like, Song Rae and being a super fan, because you see here, she's happy to have met her boyfriends. In your heart of hearts, just admit it to me quietly. You want to be in a reverse harem with these guys, don't you? Where like you the girlfriend and you have all these boyfriends. Like, just admit it.
Say that again, because you went dead. The Lord was not liking whatever was coming. Go ahead, say that again. It went dead.
So just admit it to me, just between the two of us, okay? On this podcast that others are listening to. You want to be in a reverse harem with 2 p.m., don't you? Where you're the one girlfriend and those are your boyfriends.
It would be wonderful. I'm aware I'm sharing, but it would be wonderful.
Because you know that whole reverse harem trope is typical. What is boys over flowers? But one girl with like 4 boyfriends, right? So yeah, 2 p.m. Those are your boyfriends. Oh my goodness, you cracked me up. This is a great way to end this episode. Yet again, Lee Jun Ho is an outstanding actor and singer, a triple threat at least. And he has some great films and television shows and specials that you can watch using a variety of platforms. Song Rae suggests that you check him out and check out 2 p.m. I'm sure that if you hit us up on Twitter and Instagram and you just start wanting to talk about them and him, she will talk your ear off. You will become fast friends because you are talking about her boyfriends. So I'm going to end this here. This is Black Girl Soul. I am something else and
Song Rae.
Oh God! No. Now you're trying to do it with an accent.
Song Rae.
Okay. Ooh. You want to say that one more time? You want to say it with the accent?
I'm good. No, I'm good.
It's like she did it, then she went, oops, I need to back out of that. Okay. Thank you all for listening. Have a good one. Song Rae, you need to say bye.
Oh, bye.
She's still thinking about her man.
Thank you so much for listening to Black Girl Soul. We enjoyed having you, and please subscribe, like, and follow our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter page, Instagram page, and join our Facebook group. You can also find us on Patreon. Please look below for links. See you guys next week.